Hello, everybody out there in podcast world and podcast land. Welcome to the Chi Podcast with your boy Justin J. Will, whatever you want to call me. How you guys doing out there, man? I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're having a good Friday. Ready to have a good weekend. Anticipate having a good weekend. All that stuff, man. Whatever you're doing, whether you're working, chilling with the fam, chilling with the kids, going out with the kids, going out with the fam. Got you a hot date. Whatever you got going on, man. Hope you're ready for it. Hope you're doing well out there. Besides these damn allergies, I'm doing okay. And I'm here to give you guys the cheap truth leading into the weekend. So I appreciate you for stopping in, checking on your boy, tuning in, download, subscribe, all the support. I appreciate it, man. Because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So thanks for that. Today I'll be talking about the Mark Ingram situation with the Saints. Mark Ingram, the running back for the Saints, got popped for PEDs, so I'll talk about that. Also get into a Silent Bob for the Detroit Lions. The coach for the Detroit Lions, he actually, it happened like 20 years ago, but it somehow just came out now that he had a sexual assault charge or sexual assault allegations from the 90s, and it's come back up, and now it's a big deal. So I'll talk to you guys about that. And the NBA, man, 4 teams left. I know nobody's surprised. You know, the Rockets and the Warriors in the West, and the Celtics and the Cavs in the East. So I'll talk to you guys about that and give you guys my opinions, give you guys the cheap truth on all that stuff, man. Plus whatever else I want to talk about, man. Like I'm about to do now. So let's hop right into it, man. So I just got to ask y'all this, man. And, forgive me. I hope this don't hurt nobody's feelings. And, if you like this type of stuff that I'm about to disagree about or tell you about. So I need to know something, man. What do y'all see in these little ass dogs? I need somebody to answer that for real, man. What do you all see in these little ass dogs? Now, I had my parents up here probably like a couple weeks ago. And my parents and my sister, actually. And, me, my dad, and my nephew was out and about. And I asked them, I said, Dad, what's the deal with these little dogs, man? I didn't say it exactly like that, but I was like, man, I wonder what people see in those little dogs. And I hope I don't misquote him here. I'm paraphrasing either way, but he basically was just like, I don't know. Maybe they just, get them for the company or something. So over the past like 2 or 3 days, I've noticed a lot of people walking their really small dogs. The only like small dog breed or whatever that I really know is what the Shih Tzu and the Chihuahua, and that's pretty much all I know. I guess a poodle. That's a poodle. That's a small dog too, right? Whatever the breed is, man. I've noticed a lot more of those types of dogs getting walked around the neighborhood lately. And I was just driving. I was just wondering myself, like, man, what do people see in those little ass dogs, man? Like, I couldn't do it, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm just a dude, and I have this thing for German Shepherds too. So I love German Shepherds. Anybody that knows me, man, if you really know me, I'm a German Shepherd lover. Like, I love German Shepherds. I don't have a dog right now, but trust me, within the next 5 years or so, I will have me a German Shepherd for sure. Because I just love those dogs. I love the way they look. I love the fact that they are great family dogs. And on top of that, they'll bite your arm off if you step wrong. But, I guess as far as like little dogs or whatever, man, I guess I can see a girl, women, they like that type of stuff. They like cute and cuddly animals, the rabbits and, the baby goats and the baby kangaroos, the baby deer and all that crap. Maybe I can see that. They like to dress dogs and dress them up in sweaters and, put bows on them and barrettes and all sorts of doodads. They like to dress them up like a little kid, like a little baby or something. So I guess, whatever floats your boat. I mean, I guess I can see that, but and maybe kids. Maybe kids. I can see kids. If you got kids and they may want something that's cute and cuddly and won't get big, and they can dress them up too and put them in sweaters and put diapers on them and do whatever. Okay. Hey, Justin love the kids, man. I'm not gonna knock you for that. But anything else, man, I don't know what the hell is wrong with y'all. Cause look here, I want me something big. I want something that's gonna do some damage. If you walk in Jay Will house, boy, you ain't walking out. You gonna crawl out. You ain't making it out at all. Yeah, your body gonna walk in, but your soul gonna walk out. You know what I'm saying? You gonna walk in, your soul gonna float out. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to have a dog that's on there right there. You feel me? Like, I want something like that. A German Shepherd, a dog that's going, you can still get that, dog's best friend. You can get that, that companion or whatever. But shoot, man, I want something that's going to do some damage. Somebody walking here and step wrong, man. You got you a German Shepherd, you got you, a pit bull or something like that. You got you something that's big, gonna intimidate a little bit. What the hell little shits who gonna do, man, if somebody get in your house? Somebody try to come in your backyard or something. What they gonna do? What they gonna do, bark? Yeah, they'll scare them away. Yeah, they'll do the trick. Almost as worthless as a damn gun-free zone sign. Not gonna do nothing, man. Not gonna do no damage. I want something like a German Shepherd, man. Real talk. You walk in here, you gonna lose an arm. You walk on my property at a risk. You risking. You risking something, man. You risking your life. Intelligent dog, big dog, ready to get it on, man. But at the same time, great family dog, can be around babies. You can train them up. Intelligent dogs. You take them hunting with you and all that crap. Just all around good dogs, man. I can't do that with a small ass dog, man. And yes, this is what the Cheat Truth has come down to, man. I'm beginning the show talking about dogs because I can do that, and it just gets on my nerves seeing these dudes walk these little dogs around. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's their wives, maybe it's their kids. I don't know. But look here, man. You shouldn't be no 45-year-old dude living with a Shih Tzu, man. Unless you got a family or something. It shouldn't just be you and the small ass dog, man. If you're gonna get a companion, you get something big. Get something big, okay? I'm not saying Great Dane big. You don't gotta do that. I mean, don't get you something that's gonna be bigger than you. But I'm just saying, man, get you something with a little size. Doesn't have to be German Shepherd size. Be, Labrador Retriever or something, a Golden Retriever or something. Doesn't have to necessarily be a German Shepherd. Because I know those dogs can get kind of big. But my point is, get you something, man, with some power, man. That pack some power. Pack a little punch. If somebody jump wrong, man. So that's my weird rant for the day, man. Dogs, people with small dogs, man. Like I said, if you got a small dog, hey, don't take no offense. Hey, I love you, man. Cheat Truth. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, man. So speaking of power and packing a punch, boy Mark Ingram got popped for PEDs, and he's going to be suspended for the first 4 games of the upcoming season. And according to reports, depending on who you believe, I mean, his agents have come out and said, basically, hey, he didn't get caught with PEDs. He didn't get caught with an illegal substance. Basically what it was a substance that's, I'm reading it straight off ESPN, a substance in fact permissible with the proper use exemption with the NFL. So basically, you can use the substance, or you can have this substance in your body as long as you had permission. That's the way I read it. As long as you had that permission slip, As long as you had that exemption or whatever. As long as you had the blessing of the NFL, you could have this substance in your body or whatever. But he didn't. And so he got flagged for PEDs. And he is going to end up serving a suspension 4 games. And he's already appealed, but the suspension was upheld. So, first of all, let me say this. I'm a big Mark Ingram fan. Like, I was a huge Mark Ingram fan at Alabama. Remember when I said a while back, about college players and how when they get to the league, we kind of forget how awesome they were in college. Like, they were just beasts in college. Like Robert Griffin III. Robert Griffin III was ridiculous in college. Reggie Bush, come on. Don't even get me started. That's why when people were trying to say Christian McCaffrey, he's Reggie. I'm like, come on, man. Stop that. But Mark Ingram, he's another one of those guys that you just kind of forget how tight he was in college, man. Matter of fact, I think we forget how tight those Alabama teams were, man. Like, those, like, they just had talent everywhere. They still have talent everywhere, but they really had some talent back then. But, Mark Ingram was just cold in college, bro. Like, you want to talk about just a pure running back. The guy could run, hit the hole, cut, make people miss, acceleration, speed. He just had it all, man. He just had it all. And so, I was a big fan of his in Alabama. Still a big fan of his, even in the NFL. I think he kind of came into it's not a bad situation, but it probably wasn't the most ideal situation for his skill set. I guess I'm saying that right. You got Sean Payton and Drew Brees, which that's a damn good tandem. That's why I said it's not a bad situation to walk into. It's just that you're not gonna get the workload that you were getting at Alabama. You're not finna just get the ball. They're not just finna feed you the ball, 25, 30 times like you were at Alabama. It's not happening. You got a Hall of Fame quarterback back there, Drew Brees. Hell, you're gonna air the ball out. And you got Sean Payton, man in the offense, running the offense like that. You're gonna air the ball out. So, he has his opportunities at running back. But then on top of that, Sean Payton has always kind of implemented this, multiple running back system. So, which we saw last year, worked out pretty well with him and Alvin Kamara. But the thing is, man, regardless, these athletes, bro. I couldn't imagine. Well, I guess I could, if they paid me enough, but they have a lot of things to look out for. When you getting hit like that, and you getting scraped up, and you getting bruised like that, man, just some over-the-counter stuff may not necessarily be good enough. When you're training the way that they're training, pretty much year-round, lifting weights, all sorts of resistance exercises, and just all sorts of crap, man, that they gotta go through. All the strength training and agility training and all that stuff to keep their body at a certain level to compete when it's time. You go through all that, man. You need some special substances, like probably some stuff you can't just walk into Walmart and get. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if your job, at your job, you had to watch everything you ate, or you had to pay attention to what you were eating. You had to pay attention to what you were drinking. You had to pay attention to what type of medicine you're on. You have to pay attention to all that, man. Because if you don't, you can end up getting suspended from your job for having something in your body that you shouldn't. And you have to constantly keep an eye out on that. You have to be cognizant of what's going in your body. Now, you're getting paid millions of dollars a year. That sounds like a very small problem to have. But I'm just saying, we've seen this before, right? We've seen this with other athletes. Now, granted, I think you have some athletes out there who just take PEDs and just hope they get away with it. Like, you got guys like Brian Cushing. I mean, what's his name? What was his name? The safety who went to LSU, man. Real big safety. Played for the Colts. Oh, I can't remember his name, man. But yeah, he was like just jacked. I mean, you could tell he was on PEDs, and he kept getting popped for PEDs, and he's no longer in the league. But I mean, you see some people who are actually, innocent. I guess I'm doing the air quotes, innocent, who may be innocent. They just so happen to, they took a substance, they took some medicine, or they drank something that they didn't know was illegal, or they, something was in it that they, didn't notice or didn't know that it was illegal or whatever the case may be. You got those guys, and then you got the guys who just take them because they just want to, they want to wreck the competition, and they think that they can get away with it. Now, what was the case for Mark Ingram? I mean, I don't know. If you hate Mark Ingram and you're a hater, you're gonna say, oh well, that's why he had one of the best seasons of his career. You know what I'm saying? Like him and Alvin Kamara. I mean, they tore it up last year. I mean, he had a career high, 1,124 yards, 12 touchdowns, caught 58 passes out the backfield, 416 yards. So if you're a hater of Mark Ingram, you're gonna say, well, that's why, because he had that stuff in his system, regardless of whether he meant to or not. He had it in his system, so that's why he was able to, do what he was able to do. And also, I think Mark Ingram stayed pretty healthy this season too. He had to stay pretty healthy, I guess, to produce on that level. But another thing that's kind of gotten him his whole career is that he hasn't been that healthy. I mean, he's a little bit snake bitten, not completely injury prone, but he is a little snake bitten. But depending upon how much you like Mark Ingram, depending if you're a Saints fan, you're gonna cake up for him. If you like him, you're gonna cake up for him. If you don't like him, you're gonna say, yeah, that's why you had a good season, because of that. Like I said, man, I couldn't imagine myself. Well, like I'm saying this again, I guess I could imagine myself doing it. You pay me enough money, but it's like really hard as an athlete when you do all this training and you got these guys in your ear and you got all these different substances and all these pills you can take to recover, just to get ready for the season, 16-game season, and take the beating, especially him at running back. I mean, the injuries and the things that they have to go through at the running back position. I mean, you gotta be in tip-top shape. You gotta have your body at a certain level. So, I mean, I couldn't imagine, having to go through all that and having to constantly be cognizant of what's going in and out of my body like that. But hey, you get paid millions of dollars. Hey, with great power comes great responsibility. So you got to be responsible for it. I'm not going to say that he did it on purpose. I'm not going to say he didn't do it on purpose, because I don't know. The only person who really knows that is him. So, regardless, it'll be a big loss for the Saints. I think they'll still be able to hold it down. I mean, the first 4 games with Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Atlanta, New York. I mean, they won't necessarily. I don't think that they're not playing the best teams in the league, anything of that nature. But they'll definitely miss them. They'll miss them, but they still got that offensive line. They still got Drew Brees. Still got Sean Payton, Michael Thomas. They still had those guys, and they still had those good players on defense. Marshawn Lattimore, those guys. So I think they'll be okay. But it's messed up for Mark Ingram. Hey, it is what it is, man. Like I said, with great power comes great responsibility, man. So, I mean, it's just unfortunate, I guess. So, let's see what happens with that. He'll serve the 4 games. And, yeah. So, staying with the NFL, your boy Silent Bob, the coach for the Detroit Lions, apparently was trying to get a little too noisy with the neighbors, trying to get too noisy with somebody back in 1996. So there's been a story that's leaked out, that's come out about Silent Bob and his whole sexual assault indictment in Texas back in '96, where he allegedly used force, used violence or whatever to have sex with this lady. So I'm looking at the article right now on ESPN. It says the indictment never went to trial and the case was dismissed in January 1997 after the woman who made the accusation was unable to testify and cannot give a date certain when she will be available, according to the dismissal paperwork. Victim does not feel she can face the pressures or stress of a trial. Victim may request that the case be refiled at a later date. The paperwork said the woman had requested the dismissal. So Silent Bob has come out and, he's maintained his innocence. He says, yeah, I was innocent then, I'm innocent now. Basically, he said, it's unfortunate that somebody has tried to come out and, slander my name and embarrass me and my family and all that stuff, man. So at the end of the day, I don't know whether he really did it or not. I wasn't there. So the only people who really know that is, him, the lady, and whoever else may have been there. I don't know. But, with the whole Me Too movement going on and the NFL having the Ray Rice incident and, over the past, year, whatever, the whole Ezekiel Elliott thing, Ezekiel Elliott suspension, it'd be interesting to see how they handle this one, man. This is an interesting story, one, because it's so damn old and we're just not hearing about it. And another thing, too, is because Silent Bob was involved. But, I wonder how they're going to handle this, man. Now, I don't think that they're going to end up doing anything. If they get under enough pressure, which we've seen in the NFL in the past, they're a reactionary organization. That's what they do. They react. They're not necessarily proactive. They're reactive to a lot of these things. That they'll end up doing something. But I don't think that they'll, I don't see Silent Bob getting suspended or anything of that nature. So I don't think he's going to end up getting suspended. But you never know. You never know, man. And another thing that I've seen in looking at this story, boy, a lot of y'all out here defending Silent Bob, man. I bet you look in these comments, they are defending this guy. Now, I don't know whether they're just Patriots fans or, they really just like Silent Bob, man, but they are defending him. Yeah, this is 22 years old. How dare you do that? How dare they do that, man? It's just somebody trying to, it's a shame that somebody's trying to, mess this guy's career up and all that stuff right there. I just wonder if there was a black coach, would he get as much, would people come to the front line and defend him like they're defending Silent Bob here, man? You look at the comments, man. Look at this ESPN article and look at people and what they're saying. They really are defending this guy. Now, at the end of the day, I don't know. It's quite possible that he was innocent and this was just a big bunch of nothing. The outcome or whatever was the correct outcome. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I'm just saying, damn. I just believe that, man, if there was a black guy, there's no way in hell people would be coming to bat for him like they are coming to bat for Silent Bob. So, like I said, I don't think anything will happen. I don't think that they'll suspend him. But NFL, man, they're tricky. They get put under some pressure. They start, they start bursting, man. The pipes start to burst. They get put under that pressure, man. Especially dealing with stuff like this, the whole sexual assault, domestic violence, things of that nature. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't think he'll get suspended. So the NBA playoffs winding down. We got the conference final set, man. Who y'all got out there? Man? Who y'all got? Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets round out the West, and the Cavs and the Celtics round out the East. So I don't think anybody's necessarily surprised that these two teams made it. Maybe the Celtics a little bit because Kyrie was injured and Gordon Hayward was injured. Maybe that's a surprise to some people, but I think generally, we're not surprised that the Celtics made it. They're a good team, they're well coached, and they play in the East, so it's not like they necessarily have to go through murderer's row. So they ended up beating who they had to beat, and they made it. Good for them. And, of course, we already know the Cavs. As long as they got LeBron, they got a chance. They've been playing very well as of late, especially guys like Kevin Love, J.R. Smith. The role players have been playing pretty well. So, good for them. The Celtics had a good run. They got damn good coaching. They'll be better next year. They'll really be able to compete next year as long as Kyrie can stay healthy. As long as Gordon Hayward can come back and, chip in, they'll be right there to compete for the Eastern Conference crown. Especially if LeBron decides to dart off and go to the West or something like that. They'll be right there. But this year, hey, they're going to get eliminated. I think that the Cavs will take them out in 6. LeBron's just going to be too much, man, for them. Nobody can really stop LeBron for real, and the Celtics don't have anybody who can do that. Back in the gap, it was supposed to be Jay Crowder, and even then, LeBron kind of tore Jay Crowder to shreds. And I just don't see. I don't see the Celtics beating the Cavs, man. It's just not happening. Not happening, and just like that's not happening, nobody's beating the Warriors this year. I keep saying that because I mean it. I want you guys to know that I mean it. I mean it. Nobody's beating the Warriors in a 7-game series. Not happening. They lost, twice all postseason. They're not. The Rockets ain't doing nothing, man. I'm telling you. Little do you guys know, go look at James Harden. James Harden has had some pretty bad games this postseason. I mean, that has been the indictment on James Harden. With the postseason and him shrinking last year. He shrunk in OKC in their finals. He shrinks. He can shrink in the playoffs, man. So he's going to be called upon for this series. They're going to need him. He need to put that cloaking device away because they need him. They need him. They need him to score. Despite him having bad games, because the Rockets have a pretty good roster, they've been able to, compensate for that. Like, okay, James Harden, he's having a bad, game or whatever. Okay, we can make up for it. But that ain't going to work in Golden State. You got to be firing on all cylinders to beat Golden State in a 7-game series. You can beat them 1 game. That's why I give them 1 game. Like, I think that the Warriors are going to take them out in 5. I think that is over with. I think it's over in 5. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it was over with in 4. But they're going to win 1. They're going to win 1. Who knows? Maybe it's the next game on, Monday? Next Monday? Maybe they win. Maybe they lose. But regardless, I think that the Warriors take them out in 5. But yeah, they're going to need James Harden to step it up, man. CP3, he's going to be CP3. Now, I'd be surprised to see if he actually makes it through the postseason healthy. Now, he stayed healthy so far, so that's good. We'll see what happens against Golden State. But, yeah, they're going to need James Harden to be James Harden. They're going to need James Harden to be the beard to even stand a chance against Golden State, man. We see this out of Mike D'Antoni's teams all the time. We've seen it back in Phoenix. We've seen this movie before. I keep saying that because I mean it. Mike D'Antoni's teams, man, they just don't make it far. Well, they make it far, but they just don't get over that hump. Yeah, get to the Western Conference Finals, but that's it. Not winning no championship. Just not. So, I got the Warriors in 5, and, but I think that the games will still be pretty interesting. Like, I don't think it'll be a whole bunch of blowouts or anything of that nature. I know I'm making it sound like, the Warriors is going to run over them. And they very well might, but I don't think that the games will be like that. I think they'll be close, but Golden State will end up pulling them out, and they'll end up beating them 4-1 to go to the finals, where they will ramrod the Cavaliers, and then LeBron James will leave Cleveland for a Philadelphia or a San Antonio or an LA. So that's what's going to happen. But until then, we get to watch the games, man. So I think that, regardless, these games will be okay. These games will be good games. The Celtics are going to give it all they got. They've kind of been the forgotten guys. They've been counted out because Kyrie was injured, and you had that Gordon Hayward injury. I mean, they've been counted out a bunch of times, man. But Brad Stevens, he's a good coach. They have good players. They actually have some, continuity, a little bit of continuity, used to each other, playing with each other. So that definitely helps them. But I don't think that it'll be enough to conquer the Cavs, especially if they're gonna get 20+ points out of Kevin Love and 10+ rebounds a night from him. And it's gonna be hard for Boston to stop that. So, regardless, man, good games. Ready to watch them. Ready to see them, man. So, another thing I want to get into before I let you guys go is I want to talk about this whole Ben Roethlisberger and Mason Rudolph thing here. So, Ben Roethlisberger was surprised, to say the least, that they would select a quarterback with the 76 overall pick. They selected Mason Rudolph from Oklahoma State, who had a really good career at Oklahoma State, which a lot of Oklahoma State quarterbacks have really good careers at Oklahoma State. Just like everybody that goes to a Big 12 school, they have very good careers as far as quarterbacks are concerned. They always have pretty good years. So take that for whatever it's worth. But, it says here, he says, I was surprised when they took a quarterback because I thought that maybe in the third round, you can get some really good football players that can help this team now, Roethlisberger said. Nothing against Mason. I think he's a great football player. I don't know him personally, but I'm sure he's a great kid. I just don't know how backing up or being a third string, well, who knows where he's going to fall on the depth chart, helps us win now. But that's not my decision to make. That's on the coaches and the GM and the owner and those kind of things. If they think he can help our team, so be it. But I was a little surprised. So Ben Roethlisberger is 36 years old, and I think we can safely say that he's coming toward the end of his career. I mean, I think he's still playing at a high level, but he's coming toward the end of his career. And he was just saying, hey, I thought we could draft some more players to help us win now. And, they know that they are teetering and that they are pretty much at the end of the window. They're getting there. They're not quite there yet, but they are getting there. The window is closing to get another championship. And Ben Roethlisberger, he knows that. And, with his injury history and, with the way things work, I guess, he realizes that, man, we only got a certain number of years, only got a certain window to get this done. Hey, why don't you just draft a nose tackle, draft a linebacker, draft a safety, or draft another offensive lineman or something. Draft something besides quarterback that's probably just going to end up being third on the depth chart and sitting behind me for the next 2 years. Now, I don't like Mason Rudolph. I don't like any of these damn Big 12 quarterbacks, to be honest. I think that whole conference is a joke. But, yeah, it produces some NFL quarterbacks, I guess. I mean, Andy Dalton, Sam Bradford. But a lot of the times, the quarterbacks who come out of places like Oklahoma State, they don't end up being much in the NFL. Except for career backups. Maybe not even career backups. They just end up backing up the quarterbacks for a few years. And then they end up getting out of the league. They end up getting shipped out of the league or whatever. But, me personally, I kind of like this from Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, he's basically doing the whole Brett Favre thing where, yeah, I don't have to mentor you, Aaron Rodgers. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win football games. His job isn't to mentor, it's to win football games. So I can't blame him. And Ben Roethlisberger, I'm pretty sure he knows the game like he should. I mean, he's a Pro Bowl quarterback. He's a Super Bowl winning championship quarterback. And if he's anything like me and he feels the way that I feel, then he knows that Mason Rudolph is trash and that he will be trash in the NFL. So there's no reason to take this trash, and I'm not about to mentor this trash. Okay? There's no reason to waste your time on him. I don't care how much tutoring, how much time he has with Ben Roethlisberger. It's not going to help him because Mason Rudolph sucks. Well, I can't say he sucks because he had a good career in college. But as far as like translating into the NFL, nah, not happening, pimp. So I can't even blame Ben Roethlisberger for feeling like, damn, man. Man, really? I mean, I guess maybe you could see first round draft pick drafting somebody like Lamar Jackson. Okay, I can see that. Maybe he would be a little more open to it. It's like, man, you guy from Oklahoma State. I mean, who was the last good quarterback to come out of Oklahoma State? Who was it? I certainly don't know. I certainly don't know. I remember a while back they had this guy named Zach Robinson who was supposed to be very good too. And see what happened with him. He's somewhere selling insurance now, or pushing baskets somewhere, or doing whatever his heart's content, I guess. But yeah, man, I don't have any problem with these comments. I mean, I can see how they can come off a little mean, like, really, Ben? Why are you doing this, that, and the third? Man, come on, man, take the guy under your wing. Be respectful, but I mean, I can see him like, man, look here, man, I done put my body on the line for this. Look here, you go out there and you earn it. He don't even have to say it through to me, like, dude, earn it. Go out there and earn it. You think you can go out there and do better than me? You go ahead and you do your thing. You want to be the coveted third round pick? Okay, well, go out and do your thing. But until then, I got guys in here that's depending on me, and we trying to win games. Now, I'm the starter. I worked for it. I earned it. Nothing you can do about it. So either get with it or get lost. Be with it. Be gone. However you want to take it. So I actually like that from Ben. Everybody else think it was mean. I don't think it was just fine. I think it was just fine. Especially for a guy like Mason Rudolph, who's not going to be anything in the NFL anyway. You can come back to me 3 years from now when he's out the league and tell me how right I was. So, anyway, that's all I got to talk about, man. T True signing out. I have a Saturday podcast for you guys. And, I definitely talk to you then. So, until then, have a good weekend. Hope you have a good day. Be safe out there. I repeat, be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. And I will definitely holler at you guys on Saturday. Talk to you then. Peace.